Back in 2016, I was feeling the brunt of the backlash for an infamously terrible video I did on the mysterious Mr. Enter. I know this because my friend Morgan told me to check out this guy called MegaDoopTV, who made a commentary on my video, and to be honest, I was impressed. He wasn't the best commentator out there, but I saw talent, and more importantly, I saw a ton of potential. That was 2 years ago. It is with a heavy heart that I report that all of that talent and potential has completely evaporated. MegaDoopTV's channel has devolved into a fate worse than being bad. Mediocrity. But how did this happen? How did a commentary channel that once had the potential to be one of the best in the community devolve into the mess that it is today? Well, if you give me a few minutes, I'll break down and pinpoint where MegaDoopTV went wrong. This is the day MegaDoopTV died. In April 2017, MegaDoop made a video criticizing the current state of the commentary community, more specifically the drama between the Neo-CC and the Alt-CC. While I initially liked the video because I felt it was cathartic for somebody to point out how pointless the drama was, when you actually look at it in an objective manner, it's more shallow than a puddle of water. The video basically consists of yelling at the clouds about everyone involved in the Neo-Alt drama, as well as all of the problems with the current incarnation of the CC. In his older videos, he was brash and abrasive, but he was also logical and level-headed. That went completely out the window with this video. It becomes incredibly obvious that the video was made out of anger, and when you make videos out of anger, you're not thinking straight, which causes you to say some really regrettable shit. Who can forget the infamous "I'm the ultimate fucking ranter" spiel? Given the cringy ridiculousness of that statement, I'm honestly surprised it didn't become a meme.
Do you know what group I joined? I joined the group of MegaDoopTV, the ultimate ranter. I am the best, nothing can stop me. In fact, I challenge every commentary community member right now, next year at WrestleMania, all of you guys, in the main event, I will walk in there as a challenger and come out of there as a champion. Nothing can stop me. I am the best. I am different from everybody else, and I am the ultimate fucking ranter.
Regardless if this was a joke or he was being legitimately serious, it was not a good look at all. You could argue that the drama between the Neo and Alt was completely pointless, and in hindsight it absolutely was, but I would argue that someone ranting and raving like a lunatic that just got out of Arkham Asylum over some pointless drama on the internet is just as pointless. I honestly don't understand what this video was trying to accomplish. If it was trying to accomplish something, all it really accomplished was further cementing the CC's incredibly poor reputation. For God's sake, the slideshow CC was already seen as a big joke that was unworthy of respect. This, alongside the Neo-Alt drama, didn't help. The more I rewatched this video, the more I realized how bad it was. This was the moment I realized that MegaDoop had gone completely off the rails and had been taken over by mind-altering aliens that took all of the talent, potential, and substance out and replaced it with a soulless, lifeless husk that loves to troll, start drama, and generally be an all-around shitlord. But this was only the first shot to the body. What were the other 4 bullets that struck MegaDoopTV dead? Since MegaDoop returned to YouTube over a year ago, his channel has gone through a major shift in direction. He started to commentate on more popular YouTubers like Game Theory, for instance. I'm not beating around the bush when I say his commentary on Game Theory was one of the most pointless videos I've ever seen in my life. But why is it pointless? The video in question, which was about the true identity of Mega Man's Dr. Wily, was uploaded at the tail end of 2013, more specifically December 7th, which meant that the video was over 4 years old at that point, making it incredibly outdated, which in turn made the commentary completely and utterly pointless. MatPat uploads frequently, so it's not like there's a shortage of content to commentate on. While the commentary itself was okay, it felt like a lazy attempt to leech off MatPat's popularity because everyone and their mother were making videos about game theory. It's like Me Too, but for YouTubers. Another example of this are his videos on Mr. Enter. I've already discussed how his responses to We Need to Talk and Cartoon Network in 2017 were lazy regurgitations of the exact same criticisms we've heard about Enter for years, so I'm not going to reiterate it here. What I will touch upon is his video on Mr. Enter's fandom. I think we all know where this is going.
Now, when it comes to Enter's fans, they are a very dim-witted group of people who are incapable of thinking and will go on to protect their hero from the evil cyberbullies who say anything negative about their sweet, sweet reviewer. They insult anybody who criticizes Enter. Ironic, isn't it? They will hate on people for hating on Mr. Enter. Mars Reviews and the guy who uses Patrick as an avatar have basically been parasites, using Enter as a host and riding his coattails to relevance. It's fucking stupid. You shouldn't have addressed hate. This reminds me of Tyler the Creator and Hobson. They have a one-sided beef and the aggressor is less famous and not as good. It makes him look silly. I'll leave you with a bit of wisdom that I live by my whole life. Don't let the bastards grind you down. When faced with adversity, you could take things with good humor and let it be like water off of a duck's back. In Bugs and Daffy cartoons, the anvil always fell on Daffy. So basically, in this dude's eyes, Mars Reviews is an asshole for making a rant video on Enter and other awful cartoon reviewers. And this guy's response to that is to call Mars a fucking parasite and portraying Enter as this poor widow victim. Keep in mind, 200 people liked this comment. There were 200 people who sat there and said, yeah, that makes sense. Like, fucking hell. It's a shame, too. I actually enjoyed Mars Reviews' reviewing style, but when I saw how he treated my friend Phantom Strider and the other reviewers in the community like Enter, I lost all my respect for him. He can't even look at his own problems. It's always everybody else. So, let me get this straight. You liked Mars' reviewing style, which really implies that you basically liked his videos. But as soon as he gives a harsh, negative opinion of a YouTuber you like, you immediately turn around and instantly disown him? Does that make any fucking sense? This, my fellow audience, is the mentality of the YouTube cartoon community.
While his critiques of Mr. Enter's fanbase were valid, they were not new. The cancerous nature of Mr. Enter's fanbase has never been a secret. It's been known since at least 2016, hell, even earlier than that, so what is the point of all this? If you're thinking it's yet another excuse to shit on Mr. Enter, then you would be right. I honestly can't see any other reason for this video existing than that. This is the same person who made a commentary titled The Enter Hate Bandwagon, lambasting myself and others for hating on Enter just for the sake of it. So to say I was shocked that he fell into the exact same trap and completely went against those principles would be an understatement.
Although Enter is a really shitty YouTuber, unlike someone like Veliscabum94, I can at least understand why someone would be a fan of Enter. Vale's content is the type of content to where if you like it, then I have to assume that you are either a retard or a young kid, because his content is so lazily put together that only an autistic ape would find it even remotely entertaining.
I thought this was supposed to be about Mr. Enter's fanbase. What the hell does Vale have to do with this? I know this is coming across as nitpicking, but this little tirade has no place in this video, and the dismissive comments don't help either, which, by the way, is not at all condescending towards people that have different tastes, because as we all know, if somebody likes something you don't like, they're either retarded or a kid. Then there's his video on Logan Paul, which, given the theme of this segment, is pointless. Basically, this can be summed up in 30 seconds or less. Logan Paul goes to a suicide forest in Japan and films a dead body. He's a degenerate piece of shit for doing it. This is pandering 101. Appealing to emotion and telling people exactly what they want to hear because it's the popular opinion. Let's be honest here, the only reason these trending topic videos exist is because they get views. And when you look at the downwards trajectory of his channel, it seems like views are the only thing he cares about these days. Some people in the comment section of my last video on MegaDoop referred to him as Clay Claymore 2.0. This is a sentiment I personally don't agree with for 3 reasons. 1. He doesn't make text-based commentaries. 2. In terms of talent, he's miles above Clay. And 3. His videos are actually watchable. This argument can't be dismissed outright because I understand why people think he's the next Clay Claymore. He has a weird obsession with animation reviewers and cringy autistic spurgs, and he also has an annoying habit to overuse the word SPURG! And while those are annoying too, the one Clay Claymore characteristic that he exhibits that I want to talk about is criticism. MegaDoop is a mixed bag when it comes to criticism. Sometimes he handles it well, and other times he handles it poorly. A good example of this was when a former fan criticized his use of the word autistic as an insult. Keep in mind that he otherwise praised MegaDoop and recognized him as a good content creator, but because he had that one criticism, he was called a spurg and a moron. While this is in no way representative of how he treats his fans, from a PR perspective, it doesn't look good because it gives everybody the impression that he doesn't give a shit about his fans, or to be more technically accurate, he only cares about them when they're kissing his ass. Seriously, getting triggered over someone objecting to the use of autistic as an insult is so hilariously dumb that I'm honestly surprised he doesn't have a spot in the Triggered Olympics. But in all seriousness, this isn't the first time this has happened. Another instance of this was a comment that was critical about the second episode of the reviewer review. It wasn't calling him dumb, stupid, jealous, or any of the other stuff you would find in a typical dumb fanboy comment. It was a fair and reasonable comment with legitimate criticisms, and how did MegaDoop respond? By quoting Emplemon, a guy who's elitist about memes and bitched about someone doing a 30-minute analysis on Bob the Builder, and said that the Super Mario Logan community was a fucking goldmine of autism, which makes no sense because the video was about Vale and not SML. And finally, we come to Ceradus, who made a response criticizing his pointless commentary on game theory, and he responded with an obnoxiously long point-by-point comment about how wrong he was. No, I'm not kidding, as much as I wish I was. That's what I find so ironic about these channels that build a reputation on calling out others for not taking criticism well, but then ironically can't handle it themselves. Calling out the likes of MatPat and Mr. Enter for not handling criticism well, and then flying off the handle whenever someone has the slightest criticism of your videos is the epitome of hypocrisy, and makes it practically impossible to take you seriously when you call out others for doing the same thing. I've seen people that can handle criticism well, and others that don't, but I've never seen someone who's a mixed bag when it comes to criticism. I guess hell truly has frozen over. MegaDoop is a flip-flopper and has been for quite some time. In his recent video on Channel Awesome, he accused everyone who contributed to the Google document as attention whores desperate to regain relevance, and then he says this.
They've been on this website, like, this is shit that isn't, like, that didn't happen recent. They've been on this website for fucking years and years. Yet they're now, like, people like fucking Lupa and Linkara are now making a fucking Google document and being like, oh my god, yes, Dog Walker, he fucking sucked. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's clearly obvious, and this is something that people on the internet need to understand, right? It's clearly obvious that these people are only doing this for a publicity stunt. They only just want some of those views. They want some of that, you know, they want some of that attention, which is fine. I'm not knocking them for wanting views per se. I even said in the beginning of this video that I want views. It's honestly fucking incredible, honestly, because like fucking Linkara in particular really fucking, he really fucking is a prime example of this. Fucking Linkara, right? Linkara, he was like fucking Nostalgia Critic's bitch, like Dog Walker's bitch back in the day. Like, he was the biggest fucking like Dog Walker fanboy alive, right? And you're telling me that Linkara, who was the biggest fucking bitch of Dog Walker back then, he's now coming out and saying, oh my god, you know, Dog Walker, he was a sack of shit. Motherfucker, when were you fucking years ago talking about this shit? When the fuck were you talking about this shit, you stupid motherfucker?
It's clearly obvious that these people are only doing this for a publicity stunt. They only just want some of those views. They want some of that, you know, they want some of that attention, which is fine. I'm not knocking them for wanting views per se. I even said in the beginning of this video that I want views.
So you're not hating on Linkara and Lupa for trying to get views even though you spend the entire video doing that exact thing? Brilliant. That is fantastic logic coming from the ultimate ranter, the man who's different from everybody else. You must obviously think the viewing audience is so stupid that they can't see what you're doing, even though it's incredibly obvious. And what's so funny about this is the fact you said this at the beginning of the video.
And before I start this video, I just want to say, this video is all for views. I'm only doing this video just to grab a bit of views. I really don't fucking care about actually giving my opinion out there or anything like that. I just want the fucking views. But at least with this topic, I don't mind making a video on it because I actually I actually used to be a fucking fan and used to actually watch some of that guy with the glasses bullshit that was made like fucking years ago, right? So I don't mind being part of this video. I really don't, right?
So you say you're doing this for views, giving everybody the impression you don't care, and then you say you used to like Channel Awesome, implying that you do care. Which one is it? Your constant position changing is more convoluted than the storyline of Sonic 06. All of this shouldn't be surprising when you consider that he only liked my CC videos because I was criticizing the community he hates. While he claims this is not the case, I don't believe it at all. Wanna know how I know this? Recently, he came out in support of stuff with Scoutfly because he bashed Steven Universe. What makes all of this fishy is that he lambasted Scoutfly the year prior, specifically using him as an example of what was wrong with the YouTube cartoon community. But then when he revealed to everybody that the Scoutfly persona was fake and said Steven Universe was trash, he was a-okay in MegaDoop's eyes. I believe that MegaDoop only likes things when they suit his particular agenda. After all, when someone bashes a show you find to be overrated, why wouldn't you support them? Even if they are fake, you count on them being real and not pandering, even when they admit they never even watched the show they're bashing. This is insanity at the highest level. Could you imagine MegaDoop having the same opinion if Enter, Strider, or Dabby did what Scoutfly did? If you're thinking no way in hell, then you would be absolutely right. Look, I've never watched Steven Universe, so I can't give my opinion on it, but if you think it's overrated, that's totally fine. But uploading a video, claiming it's a review of the show when it's not, then uploading the deceptive and misleading clickbait to the Steven Universe subreddit for the purposes of trolling is so mind-numbingly retarded that the earth would crack underneath its own weight. What I'm getting at here is that there's another reason why MegaDoop is a lot more friendly towards Scoutfly. It's because they both lied to push an agenda. But don't worry about it, it's just a joke, bro! Drama is an unavoidable fact of life. No matter how much you try to avoid it, you will be embroiled in drama at some point in your life. How does any of this relate to MegaDoop? If you know anything about him, then you would know that he loves drama. That's not an assumption on my part. He admitted this himself in a recent video.
And I know some of his fans, and maybe even some of my fans, maybe, I don't know, will probably say something along the lines of, MegaDoop, why are you making another video about it? You know, you should move on. You shouldn't cause drama. Well, I have two responses to that. Well, number one, I actually love drama, so I don't really care if this does cause drama. In fact, quite the opposite, actually.
In the last year, it's become obvious to me that MegaDoop is more focused on drama than content. If I listed every single instance of drama he's been involved in, we'd be here all day, and we don't have time to raid servers. Speaking of which, let's talk about his server raiding addiction. To be clear, I don't have a problem with raiding. Sure, it's incredibly annoying to the person being victimized by it, but at the end of the day, it's a form of trolling and it doesn't hurt anyone. My problem stems from the hypocrisy. Remember last year when the alt-CC was still a thing? They ended up having a run-in with our good old pal MegaDoop, and he was none too happy about it. Hello everybody, this is FutureMe. About a year ago, MegaDoop had a rant on the commentary community where he ranted on both the Neo and the Alt, and in that video he mentioned that the alt-CC had raided one of his live streams and spammed it, and one of the rules of his live streams is to not spam. I would have loved to show the video where he says this, but it unfortunately was deleted a long time ago, either because he no longer stands behind it, or because he realized that it makes him look like a hypocrite. I just wanted to mention that, so hopefully this provides some context into what I'm about to say next. That's all I gotta say, now back to Past Me. When the Alt-CC raided your livestream, that wasn't okay because fuck the CC, but it's okay to do it to the likes of Specky, Vale, and Dabby because you don't like them? That makes sense. Listen, if you want to raid servers because you think it's OMG, so funny, yas, then that's your prerogative. You can do whatever the hell you want, but don't be a hypocrite about it because when you do that, you just look like an idiot that can't be taken seriously.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Now on to the main event, the drama between MegaDoop and DabHDude. Dabby was well known for making videos criticizing Super Mario Logan. This caught the attention of MegaDoop, which resulted in the two having a debate, and the drama pretty much started from there. If you're thinking that this is some typical internet drama that's not worth talking about, then you would be wrong, because this entire conflict took an unexpected and quite frankly despicable turn. This is some juicy whistleblowing information that I think you guys are really gonna like. On February 24th, MegaDoop posted a tweet claiming that Dabby had threatened to dox him. The tweet in question was totally real, and by totally real, I mean it was photoshopped. How do I know this? A few days later, he admitted that the tweet was photoshopped by a fan of his. Keep in mind that he did not check to see if this tweet was real. He was so desperate to get a one-up in their little beef that he posted it to Twitter anyways in an attempt to destroy what little credibility Dabby had left. Words cannot express how disgusting this truly is. I've tried so hard to be as nice and objective as I possibly can, despite the fact that I really don't like you, but to be honest, not only are you an asshole, but you're a piece of shit. Doxing is not a laughing matter, nor is it a joke. It's a serious matter that affects people's lives. I should know this, because I was nearly doxed when I was 16, so the fact you would falsely accuse Dabby of doxing you just so you could mock him is downright despicable. Don't get me wrong, Dabby is no saint either, and if you really want my honest opinion, I think they're both immature asshats that are just as bad as each other. This drama was more melodramatic than those cheesy Korean soap operas my mom watches every day. Honestly, at this point, I'm convinced that MegaDoop isn't a content creator anymore, but a mini Keemstar in disguise. And yes, I just went there. I could go on forever about this, but I think Mr. Metaker sums up my thoughts on this entire shit show perfectly.
What is this autistic shit?
Like I said at the beginning of the video, MegaDoop had talent and potential but threw it all away in the pursuit of being a cheap imitation of Mr. Metaker. He's the kind of person that people merely tolerate because he has some semblance of talent when he actually tries, but nobody actually likes because he's so annoying and obnoxious that he ruins any sort of charm you could possibly have. It's truly a shame that he focuses more on pointless drama and low-effort pandering than actual compelling content, but that's just how the cookie crumbles when you suffer from YouTube channels going downhill syndrome. April 2017 will forever live in infamy as the day MegaDoopTV died. Thank you guys so much for watching this critical analysis. I've been having a lot of fun making these types of videos over the last few months, so if you have any ideas for future critical analysis videos, leave your suggestions in the comments down below, or feel free to hit me up on Twitter at ThatKidDouglas. As always, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel because I have many more awesome videos just like this one. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. With all that being said, this is ThatKidDouglas, aka the Unhero, signing out. Deuces, stay frosty and keep it weird. Cueing outro sequence now.